So you mentioned The One That Got Away, because you read the script, and let's say like teen romance turns out to be an iconic movie. Who could have seen that coming?
Right.
So I guess over the years, did you learn anything? Did you sort of figure out a way to suss out the greats from the...
Hell no, there's no way to know. There's no way to know. I mean, I did a movie when I was 21 years old with Elizabeth Taylor, directed by Franco Zeffirelli, who was one of the greatest Italian directors ever. Did, you know, Romeo and Juliet, The Champ. I mean, just so many great iconic films. And, you know, we all knew we would be headed down the red carpet somewhere. And that movie was supposed to be like a 5-month shoot. Just this little dream in Italy, and it turned out to be an 11-month nightmare. And we bankrupted the company. The film never came out. And I spent a year of my life on doing something that, and that kind of hurt me for a minute. That hurt me for a minute, just from the studio perspective. You know, all they knew is that I was in an expensive movie that didn't come out. You know, was it my fault? Hell no, but it was a tough time. It was a tough time, that part. And there's a lot of, you know, a lot of politics in the business that you gotta understand. I mean, as an artist, I'm just one instrument in the orchestra. So, you know, I'm playing the hell out of my cymbals, but that's all I can do, you know? If the rest sucks, it's, you know, all I can do is make sure that crescendo that I hit was good, and it's sometimes not good enough. It's, getting back to your point, you know, yes, there are certain things now that I turn down, and it's become easier because I'm, how do I say this? I'm at a point in my career now where the stuff that I shouldn't be doing doesn't come to me anymore, if that makes any sense. So I don't really struggle with, oh my God, should I, you know, run from aliens on the Sci-Fi Channel right now? But let me tell you something, there was a time when I ran from aliens on the Sci-Fi Channel and I was happy as hell to do so. Those are great moments that I was trying to explain. Those are the moments that really made me a better actor. How do you make that work? Right, big Martian chasing you, let's keep that real. You gotta do some work to make that shit happen. There's no rhyme or reason. There's no rhyme or reason. There's things that you think are gonna be really good, and sometimes they are. And there's things that you think might not be so great, and they turn out really good. And there's definitely things that you know for sure are gonna be great that turn out really bad. It's you know, the thing about going into a project is everybody has the same goal. Everybody's trying their hardest. Everyone wants to make the best thing possible. It just takes one bad apple to ruin the whole barrel, you know. And a lot of times it's too late to sort that out. You get 2 weeks in, and you can't go backwards. It's too expensive. And things can go sideways. But that's why it's really important, I think, to hire the right people. And that's what a good producer does. The right people. I just finished a project, a Ridley Scott project up in Canada that's going to be coming out this August. It's called The Terror, Infamy. It's the second season on AMC. It's going to follow The Walking Dead. It's its own thing. They had it season 1, but that season took place with a completely different cast and a completely different story. Mine will start airing in August. It takes place World War II, Japanese internment camps, focuses on Japanese culture and his family that gets ripped apart during this 4-year period when we were going around the nation, sort of basically imprisoning all these Japanese people because we were afraid they were spies or whatever. It may be the best thing I've ever done. I haven't seen it yet, but we shot it on 70mm. It's so beautiful. It's got a horror element to it that's based in the Japanese culture. There's a big sort of ghost thing in the Japanese culture that's very real, and this has a little focus to that. I'm super excited to see it, and that's gonna, I think, mid-August come out. So tune into that. And I probably shouldn't say this, but something happened with Criminal Minds again. Oh. I don't know what. I don't know what, maybe it was me watching it, I don't know. But something happened. So I'm very, very excited about that. And I got one more thing that I can't really share yet, but I don't know those that watch The Walking Dead. I was in the last episode of The Walking Dead, so I can't really say much there, but maybe that's not the last I'll be on The Walking Dead, maybe, I don't know.
That was actually going to be my question.
I'm just saying, because I can't really say, because one time I got into Spider-Man, and I had to sign my life away on this, phone book of things I wouldn't say, and I did a radio interview for Spider-Man. It was coming out in a few weeks, and somebody said, "So what part do you play?" And I said, "Well, I play Jack's father. He's the kid on the bridge who we get attacked by the lizard, and our car gets flown over." And he goes, "Wait, the lizard?" And I'm like, "Yeah, the lizard's the bad guy." And the phone started blowing up. Phone calls were coming in. I got a phone call from Sony. "What the hell are you doing? We were going to announce that next week." And I was like, "Well, now you don't have to." Well, it was bad news, man.
Nice.
Are they gonna sign you up for the Twilight Zone 2?
I don't know. You know something?
Yes. Season 2.
Yeah, question.
Yeah, so in the past, the studios had ultimate control over all the content. And now with the rise of Amazon Prime and Netflix originals, the content's coming in from all different places. And some people in the industry, most notably Steven Spielberg, has said that they think that's a negative thing. So what is your opinion on that, and why would someone have a negative opinion?
Say that again. They feel that the content coming in from the other places
has
has a negative
There was something that can't remember the exact statement, but he said,
Spielberg said that he didn't think that they should be included with an Academy
Right.
Award.
and that's somehow secondary, and it was a bad thing that studios were losing control. And that makes no sense to me.
Okay, so this is out of context, it's out of context. I can't really, I can give you my perspective.
Yes, that's what I was saying.
So you have to understand, somebody like Steven develops all his own stuff out of his $100 million office and home. Right. So he doesn't need, he owns Universal practically. He doesn't need any help from anyone. But when you take a working actor, and you start losing jobs to The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, and all of a sudden, your TV slot starts to shrink down. Because remember how big reality TV was 10 years ago? Our jobs literally shrunk. There wasn't Amazon, there wasn't Netflix, there wasn't all these outlets for us. We just knew that we were working. And reality TV was the new craze, and they were taking up all our time slots. For working actors, things like Netflix and Amazon have been absolute gift.
Bliss, yeah.
It's created an immense amount of product for us to be able to sink our teeth into, and I'm forever grateful for those companies. Apple TV, the list goes on and on. So, for anybody in our business, and I would say this to Mr. Spielberg's face, to not be appreciative for anybody coming in and giving us opportunities to do what we do and love to do the most, I would say is an irresponsible statement. But again, that's out of context, so I don't know what he was referring to. But if you have half a brain and you again, that's why I prefaced it how I did, because I think he's isolated in, his world. And the rest of us that went through some thin times because of programming issues, love that opportunity.
But he came from a very studio